Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to part 3 of my solo next phase by phase guide in what I anticipate is going to be the most viewed part, mainly because so many people struggle with the blood phase. It's what I struggle with, and it's really quite difficult unless you know what you're doing and unless you do it all properly. So in this video I'm going to try my hardest to explain it as slowly and as detailed as possible so you guys know exactly what's going on and you can get through this and get on to soloing next. Before we start, as usual, the annotations will be up for these videos as soon as they're live, all the other phases, so definitely check them out if you are having any trouble with them, and let's get into the blood phase. Here are the two main special attacks that Nex has in this phase. Both of these are really bad because they heal her a significant amount if you don't know what you're doing. She has the Siphon, which she does at the start of the phase, and throughout the phase as well. She will heal all damage taken, so any hits that you do on her will heal her instead of damaging her. So as soon as she siphons, you definitely want to walk away and do not attack her until the Siphon is over. She also has a sacrifice where she makes you red. If you're soloing, it'll definitely always be you, but if you're in a group, there will be one person in the group that is made red, and if that person doesn't manage to get far away enough from Nex, then she will heal 10k life points and she will damage that person 2,000 to 3,000. It's really easy to know when you are made red because your whole character turns red and there's a red capitalized message in your chat box, so definitely watch out for that. As soon as that happens, you want to get out far away from Nex so that she doesn't actually heal 10k damage, which is probably the worst part. That coupled with the Siphon means that Nex can keep on healing if you don't know what you're doing in this phase, which is what makes it so difficult. Also, quick note, in this phase you definitely don't want to use any damage over time abilities like bleeds on Nex, because instead of damaging her, they will heal her even if she's not siphoning. When you're doing normal DPS, I definitely recommend staying away from the bleeds because you'll just be healing her unnecessary damage. My preparations for the blood phase are definitely before it even starts. While killing the minion from the shadow phase, I want to make sure I'm full health and I'm full adrenaline. Don't want to use any thresholds. As soon as it's dead, I will run all the way to the west side near the entrance because it makes the blood reavers easier. I'll go through that later, and just run down a bit so that Nex comes around and then attack her. As soon as she says fill my lungs with blood, you want to pray mage and start the killing. So she'll say flood my lungs with blood, you want to put on Prey Mage and wait for a Reaver. You just run those because the Reavers have a higher chance of spawning right next to you, easy to attack them. I like to attack a Reaver, put a bleed on the Reaver just so it damages it a bit, and then put on my Ring of Vigor as you can see right here, and activate my Death Swiftness. Without it, it's almost impossible to get this phase done. As you can see there, I misclicked, didn't put the Ring of Vigor on. As soon as you've got your Death Swiftness up, drink your Adrenaline pot and go back to killing Nex. And while you're on Nex, you want to obviously do max DPS, but that start of the phase is really crucial, and if you get it right, it can make the phase really easy. I'm just going to play that for you again. What you want to do is tag Nex, and she'll say a Siphon will solve this. Put on Prey Mage, attack a Reaver, put a bleed on a Reaver, or you can just do a basic if you're trying to learn and you don't want to get confused. Just attack a Reaver, put on your Ring of Vigor, and obviously activate Death Swiftness, drink an Adrenaline pot because you want to be high adrenaline when you're attacking Next. You want to do max DPS in this phase, and thresholds in Death Swiftness absolutely wreck. So yeah, as soon as you put the bleed on the Reaver, Next finishes siphoning. When you see her attack you, that's your cue to go back and attack her, and a Siphon's over, she won't heal anymore, and just do maximum DPS. After the Siphon, you have enough time for around 1 or 2 thresholds until Nex, as you can see right here, does the blood sacrifice. You want to wait like 1 or 2 ticks before escaping, because if you escape straight away, she will actually run forward and hit you. And yeah, as soon as you escape away, if she carries on running towards you, just try and run away a bit until it says you managed to dodge the attack. And as soon as it's done, you want to go back and carry on killing Nex. As you can see, I didn't get it in one Siphon, and if that happens to you, don't panic. make sure you eat up, keep doing the same things, and in between while next is siphoning, a really good thing to do is attack the reavers, because when the reavers disappear they will heal her all of their remaining life points. So definitely just keep on killing next, making sure you're avoiding the siphons. Don't hit her when she's siphoning. You're hitting the bleeds on the reavers, all that kind of good stuff. You are escaping from the sacrifices. That can be one of the hardest things to keep track of, mainly because of everything that's going on around you. As you can see here, just quickly use a cheeky escape and you get away. You don't heal her 10k. As usual, just keep on going using your thresholds. As soon as she's done the siphon, make sure as soon as she says a siphon will solve this, you don't hit her, because for some reason I think her defense is like 0 and you just hit massive amounts on her siphon. This phase can be annoying if you get unlucky with RNG and you hit a load of zeros. As you can see there, I messed up and I put a bleed on her, it heals her, and at least I managed to get away from her sacrifice. So the two main things to take away out of all this bullshit I'm saying, run away from when she sacrifices you. Use escape, it's really easy to get away. Make sure you do that. When she's siphoning, don't attack her, attack the minions, and definitely use tendrils in this phase. It's worth losing a couple of life points because it means that you can actually get the phase done. A lot of times if I don't use tendrils, it's impossible for someone even like me to get the phase done. So definitely don't worry about losing a couple of life points, but make sure you get this phase out of the way, and as soon as it's done, really nice and easy, go ahead and kill the minion. If you want, you can use the Excalibur on this phase because she does damage quite a bit even through Prey Mage, and she does come in melee distance. So yeah, that's all you need to know about the blood phase. I do apologize if some of that didn't make any sense to you. I tried to slow it down as much as possible, get all the information that you need to you, and show you when everything happens. But if you still have any questions, be sure to put them down in the comments. If you want to check out the other phases, as soon as they're uploaded, I'll put the annotations up right here, and you can click on those, check those out. Blood phase is really difficult, but once you've mastered it, then soloing next is pretty easy, I must say. It is quite hard to do DPS, and this phase is just a pure DPS phase. Don't worry about trying to resonance and getting some free life points there. Just make sure you do maximum DPS in death swiftness. You want to make sure you capitalize on that extra 50%, and that's really all you need to know about the blood phase. If you guys did enjoy, as usual, throw it a thumbs up, check out the other videos, and I look forward to your comments.